The Thoth Tarot Deck has a reputation for being, for lack of a better way of saying it, dark. Even seasoned readers and psychics sometimes seem to be frightened of it or put off by it in some way. So why is that? And why would a guy whose website and YouTube channel is titled Cards of Light choose to use this deck almost to the exclusion of all others? Answers to those questions and more coming right up. Brian Noe with you from Cards of Light. Thank you for joining me once again. Our topic this time is the Thoth Tarot Deck, why so many people don't like it and why I do. Before we proceed, I have a favor to ask. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do. Just click the subscribe button. You'll see all of my latest content show up automatically in your YouTube subscriptions. It's all free of charge and it really helps out the channel, so thank you so much. Okay, let's talk about this deck. The Thoth deck is one of the three most popular decks in the world of tarot, along with the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Tarot de Marseille. In fact, among professional readers, it ranks number 2, behind only the massively popular RWS. It was created between 1938 and 1943 by the infamous Aleister Crowley and Frida Harris, a painter and the wife of British Liberal Party MP Percy Harris. The deck owes its deep symbolic meaning to Crowley and its breathtaking imagery and coloring to Lady Harris and her embrace of projective synthetic geometry in her painting. When I first mentioned my interest in this deck to a group of other readers a few years back, here are some of the things they said. Aleister Crowley was into animal sacrifice as well as some pretty loose morals. I don't think anything good can come from a mind that was basically pretty evil. I also feel that the energy of Crowley comes through the cards, and from what I know, he was not a very nice fellow. I find its energy spooky. How any particular tarot deck or set of images strikes anyone is a matter of their own personal background and taste. One person's creepy is another person's cup of tea. What I found odd about these comments is they seem to focus more on Crowley and his lifestyle and energy and character, and not on the cards themselves. In our era of cancel culture, I suppose this sort of thing is almost unavoidable, given Crowley's reputation from Boleskine House or the Abbey of Thelema to the Battle of Blythe Road and his many other exploits. It's kind of a wonder that his work has any acceptance at all. For me, though, that's actually a testimony to the brilliance of the work itself and the originality of his mind. Crowley reveled in what Lon Milo Duquette calls freaking out the freak-outable, as if he was trying to warn people, if you're shocked by the way I live, you probably aren't ready to hear what I have to say. I myself was hesitant to work with this deck initially, partly because of its creator's reputation, but I also realized there are a lot of challenges involved in learning the deck and reading from it. It is very dense in terms of the symbolic associations of the cards and requires at least a basic knowledge of several esoteric systems, the Hermetic Kabbalah, astrology, etc., in order to understand and use the deck well. So what won me over to this deck? First of all, I didn't find the imagery terribly scary or spooky or even dark on the whole. There are certainly a few cards, notably in the suit of swords, that are a little terrifying, but even these are images of great beauty. Let's take a quick look at some of the cards side by side. I love Pixie's drawings for the RWS, and I still have affection for the traditional cards of the Tarot de Marseille. But take a look yourself and tell me which of these 3 cards in each set could be called high art. So that's what first convinced me to pick up a Thoth deck. I kept running across photos of these cards, and each time I was struck by their beauty and originality. And I was also intrigued by the dense symbolic imagery with the planetary and astrological sigils and other elements on the cards. Then once I got my hands on my first Thoth deck and began learning the details behind the images, there was just such a rich landscape of meaning available that it's been difficult for me to go back to using any other deck. Also, once I began actually reading on a regular basis with this deck, I found it to be a powerful tool for introspection and personal growth and understanding others in the world around us. What the Thoth deck seems to do is represent not just the surface appearance of things, but the energy at play beneath the surface. Here's my favorite example. We might draw the RWS Five of Wands and think conflict, struggle, scuffle, argument. With the Thoth deck, we see that the card represents the powerful fiery energy of Leo, which is being pent up by the massive gravity of Saturn. Hence the reason for the strife, passions struggling to break free from their fetters. Suddenly it's not just conflict and arguments, but the fundamental and essential energies, both personal and impersonal, which are at play in creating the situation. We can begin to stare directly into the faces of our karmas. For those who think that the Thoth Tarot is somehow dark, or that some of the cards are depressing or frightening or negative, all I'll say is negativity and darkness are parts of life in this material world. They're parts of our consciousness, whether we like it or not. I don't think it's reasonable or helpful to pretend otherwise. Does it sometimes frighten or disturb me when I turn over a card like the Nine of Swords in this deck? Of course it does. But I think that's the point. It makes me question how I would choose to respond in the face of the sort of energy expressed in the card. For me, the tarot is a tool for understanding the ebbs and flows of energy swirling around us in the material world and within us, within our own consciousness, within the consciousness of others, and the collective unconscious, if you hold with Jung's ideas on that. And again, for me, the Thoth Tarot offers more powerful, precise, and accurate depictions of those energies and their interactions than other systems do. Crowley rectified some long-standing gaps or glitches in the systems of correspondences for the cards, and the changes he made, some of them subtle, some dramatic, make it about as perfect a representation of the current state of human consciousness as can be imagined. Add to that Lady Hera's stunning artwork, and it's just hard for me to find another deck that measures up. The notion of cards of light is not about whether or not an image on a tarot card makes me feel good. It's about whether or not it helps to illuminate my life and the world around me. Does it bring me the knowledge and wisdom and courage that I need to cope with what's going on in the world, and to do that in a way that makes me more virtuous, more loving, more kind, more joyful, and faithful, and true? The Thoth Tarot Deck stands that test. Well, I'd love to hear what you think. You can either leave comments here with the video or pop on out to the weblog at atarotjourney.com and find my contact information there. And while you're there, take a look at some of the reading options I offer as well. And if you're interested in getting acquainted with my approach to the cards and how I read them, you can take a look at any of the other videos on this channel. I do a reading every Sunday for the week to come. I do another one every Thursday for the weekend. And there's also a daily short YouTube with reflections on my card pull for that day coming out every day. So take a look at those. Okay, I think that's it for this time. I would love to hear from you. One last thing before we go. If you've enjoyed this video, if you're taking anything away of value to you, please hit the thumbs up and also feel free to share it with others that you think might enjoy it as well. That will do it for this time. I'll be back again for 3-Card Thursday. And in the meantime, I wish you peace.